What's good, everybody? This is your boy Blackout Jones. This is Just Shooting Sports. Welcome to this new episode. I'm going to talk about the SEC schedule, the 9-game SEC schedule that is coming out in 2026. They're going to make an announcement next Tuesday on which teams will have permanent opponents. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk a whole lot more about that schedule and what that means for every team in the SEC. With all that being said, you know how we do it here at Just Shooting Sports. Let's get it. As I stated at the top of the program, the SEC is going to a 9-game schedule in 2026. Yes, they're going to make their announcement next Tuesday. I can't remember what time it will be, but the announcement will be made. Also, before I get into that announcement and what it details, please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hit that notification bell, share to as many people as you can, comment as many times that you can. Reason why? Because that definitely helps my channel, helps my algorithm with YouTube, which allows YouTube to keep pushing my content out more and more to where I can get views, more subscribers, and all those great things. For those that have been here since day one, appreciate you. For those that continue to be here even after day one and who have subscribed, and even if you haven't, thank you for your support. Now, let's go ahead and get to it. Now, I pulled this up from CBS Sports, and basically what they were saying is that the SEC will reveal its 9-game schedule for all conference teams in football for the 2026 season on Tuesday. All 16 SEC teams will have 3 permanent rivals on the schedule, but with the twist. And the twist is that those 3 opponents will be reviewed every 4 years, leaving the possibility of further scheduling changes beyond 2030. The 3 opponents will be referred to as annual opponents and not as permanent opponents because of the potential changes beyond the 4-year review. Also, the SEC is expected to reveal the schedule for its 16 members in prime time, as I stated on Tuesday on the SEC network. Now, most athletic directors across the SEC have not yet been told which teams will be assigned as annual opponents, but here we go with what rivalries are still going to be intact. Oklahoma and Texas have been assured that the Red River rivalry will continue every year, as well as traditional rivalries such as Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State. Arkansas and Missouri have also been assigned as annual opponents, sources have confirmed. Now, with that being said, the decision to move to a 9-game schedule was made as the college football playoff announced the implementation of new metrics in 2025, which placed greater emphasis on strength of schedule, a change that could benefit SEC teams. And the way that we're seeing most of these SEC teams now, everybody's playing well, almost everybody. But there are more teams than usual that are definitely, making an imprint this season. So who knows what may happen? And of course, NIL era definitely has changed the landscape as far as competition is concerned for those teams that normally wouldn't be a winning football team. Now, with all that being said, like they stated before, here we go. Starts in 2026. Each team will play with 9 games of 3 annual opponents. Each team's other 6 opponents will rotate among the league's 10 remaining schools. Each team will face every other SEC program at least once every 2 years, and every opponent home and away every 4 years. Each team is required to play at least one Power 4 opponent or Notre Dame every year. So that's kind of the format details. Now, as fans, as Tennessee's fans, who do y'all want to see as our annual opponents? Now, my list is this. I truly believe that Alabama and Tennessee is going to be a thing. Vanderbilt and Tennessee, because of this cross-state rivalry, the third weekend in October. Those 2 are probably going to be our permanent, well, not permanent, but our annual, opponents for at least the next 4 years until 2030. Who else do y'all want to see out there? Me, I want Missouri's ass on a platter. I want Darkowitz in that Missouri Tiger team, because understand something. The reason why I want Missouri, because of the bad taste that was left in my mouth, and I'm pretty sure Josh Heupel's mouth as well, when they beat us thoroughly the last time we played them. I want to say it was 38-7. And then in the middle of the field, after the game was over with, you go up there and shake Heupel's hand like a punk, and you sit here and whisper in his ear and say, "We stand on business, Josh." What was so funny about that stand on business was, where were you at for the last 3 years when you weren't standing on business? Where were you at those last 3 years before you beat us when we were boat racing your ass? In Missouri, at Tennessee, hell, you couldn't even beat Jeremy Pruitt's team. And you had Kelly Bryant. That's not to say much, but you had him at quarterback. And then Hype will come in, drag your ass at the crib. Next year, Hendon Hooker. So, well, it don't even matter. Hendon Hooker played on both, on 21 and 22. Next year in Knoxville, we dragged your ass, put up 60 plus both times, by the way. And then you finally get a win. All of a sudden, you got Dorkowitz talking about stand on business. You got the Missouri football team talking about they done whooped everybody in Tennessee. They're the Tennessee state champions. We haven't forgot that. We have not forgot that. That's who I want. I want Missouri. Now, some people may say South Carolina. Well, we took care of that business. After they whooped us out in 22, we turned right back around and got them, and that was the last time we played them. Where does Florida go? Will that still be an annual opponent for us? Because the more and more I'm thinking it's not going to be. The more and more I'm thinking Tennessee and Georgia may not even be a thing come next year as far as an annual opponent. Now, we may still play them, but it's not going to be every year. So, from me to y'all, my Tennessee fans, who do y'all want to be our annual opponents for the 2026 to the 2030 seasons? Please let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you think. You already know what I think. And how do you feel about my choices? In turn, how I'm going to feel about your choices. Let's have that dialogue. Let's have that, let's talk about it. Let's just have a great time doing it. But anyway, you know where you at. You know who I am. Blackout Jones, just shooting the sports. And yes, I'm talking about the SEC, but also when I do talk about that power T, you already know what it is. Go Big Orange. Go Vol Nation.